Hello, you're welcome to BRAINX TV. This is the channel that is dedicated to ensuring that learners understand the basic concepts of mathematics so that we can together say that mathematics is the easiest subject ever to be taught in schools. Today, we're considering skip counting. When we talk about skip counting, it means counting numbers at a given interval, of which the interval will be given to you or will be spelled out to you clearly. For example, if you are told to skip count numbers at an interval of 2, then we're going to get 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, and so on. So this is a result of skip counting in 2 when you are starting from 0. Now, so we are looking at skip counting at a given interval, but not from 0. But from a given number. For example, you are told to skip count in 2, starting from the number 20. So you won't start from 2, you start from 22 in that order. I hope you understand it. Alright, let's write the meaning of skip counting for the sake of understanding. Okay, so let's start up. We say skip counting is skip counting means counting numbers at a given interval. So you won't count numbers the usual way, but you count it with respect to the given interval. Alright, now let's take this scenario that we start counting 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20. You see that you start from a smaller number 2 and you end at 20. Now that's one type of skip counting. So we have the forward skip count, just as I just said. We start from a small number to a greater number. That is forward skip counting. Then we have backward skip counting. That is when you start counting from a higher number to a smaller number. So you start counting at an interval of 2 from 20. So you go like 20, 18, 16, 14, 12, 10, 8, 6, 4, 2, 0. So that is skip counting from a bigger number to a smaller number. And that is called backward skip counting. So let's write something on the forward skip counting, backward skip counting, and then we take examples from there. Alright, so let's look at the types. We are looking at the types of skip counting. So as we just said, we have one that is called the forward skip counting. Alright, so the forward skip counting and the backward skip counting. Now with the forward skip counting, the operation that we use here is addition. For the backward, we use subtraction. Alright, so these are the types of skip counting. So let's take the first one and take examples under it. So, by this we can say that forward skip counting so it uses the addition operation and it starts So it starts with a smaller number to a greater number. Alright. so let us take some examples and forward skip counting and see. Over here, we're not going to start from 0. We're going to start from a given number and then we move on from there. So let's take some examples and forward skip counting. Alright, so now this question says, skip count towards 5 numbers in tens, starting from 45. So from our question, we just made mention of the fact that forward skip counting uses addition. So we know that we're going to use addition in our work. We have to get 5 numbers. And in tens, this shows the interval that we're going to use in our example. And it's starting from 45. We're going to start from 45. This is the interval of 10. We are supposed to get 5 numbers as our answer. Alright, so let's get to the solution. So for our solution, it says we start from 45, so we start with 45. Then because it is forward skip count, we are using addition. So you get a plus. The interval given here was 10, so plus 10. Alright, so here we go. What's the value for 5 plus 0? That is 5. So get 5 over here. Then 4 plus 1 is also 5. So our first number here is 55. We have to get 5 numbers. So we add the interval again to get our next number. So we add this one to add 10 to 55. So 5 plus 0 gives us 5. 5 plus 1 gives 6. So 65 becomes our second number. Then plus 10 again. 5 plus 0 gives 5. 6 plus 1 is 7. So this is our third number. So we go 7 plus 1, 8. Then get the final one. 5 plus 0 is 5. 8 plus 1 is 9. So this is the result of our skip counting. But we cannot leave our answer this way. Because we have to get the numbers and not this is the steps that we went through to get the numbers. So we finally conclude by writing that so you conclude that the numbers are 55, 65, 75, 85, and 95. Does everyone understand what you're doing? Good. So this is how the question can be put. When you're not actually starting from 0, but you're starting from a particular number, you have been given another interval to use. Now let's take our second example to work out with the forward skip counting. So you're going to take the same question, but our interval is going to be in 25s, starting from 119. So our second example, we have to skip count towards 5 numbers in 25s. So our interval given here is 25, starting from 119. So as we did earlier on, we're going to add 25 to 19 5 times. So we get the 5 numbers that is required of us in our question. Alright, so for our solution, we'll get 119 plus 25. Please make sure that you arrange the numbers under each, or the digits of the number under each one well, so you don't make a mistake. So you don't mistakenly write 119 plus 25 this way. If you do this, the work will be wrong. So since 25 is a 2 digits number, we write it under the last 2 digits of the number on top. So that's what I'm writing on 25. 2 under 1 and 5 under 9. Is that you understand it? So if you mistakenly change the position of the digits, then your work is going to be wrong. Alright, so let's find a solution. Now 9 plus 5 is 14. So 14, you're not going to write all the two digits here. Write the last digit, which is 4. So write 4 over here. Now we get a remainder of 1. So you have to remember 1. So you add a remainder 1 to the next digit. Now 1 plus 2 is 3. Then plus the remainder that we brought here, making it 4. So we get 4 here. And bring our 1 down. So our first number is 144. So we move on to the other numbers. So we add 25 again. Now 4 plus 5 is 9. So you get our 9 down. 4 plus 2 is 6. Get your 6 down. And 1. Our second number is 169. Then move on. Plus 25 again. Now 9 plus 5 is 14. So you get 4, remainder 1. 6 plus 2 gives 8. Plus the remainder 1 makes it 9. So write our 9 here. Then bring our 1 down. Getting 194. Please don't understand what you're doing. If you don't understand anything, please do well to write it up in the comment section and to be addressed to your utmost understanding. Alright, let's move on. Plus 25 again. 5 plus 4 gives 9. 9 plus 2 is 11, so you get 1, remainder 1. Add remainder 1 to the number here. Then 1 plus 1 gives us 2. So our fourth number is 219. We do so to get our last number, plus 25. Now 9 plus 5 is 14. So we get 4, remainder 1. 1 plus 2, 3. 3 plus remainder 1, 4. And bring our 2 down. So these are our numbers. So write that. The numbers are please note one thing, you don't add the number given you as part of your answer. No. This is where you are starting from. So the first number after adding the interval, that's where you start counting from. So the numbers are 144, 169, 194, 219, and 244. So these are the numbers that is required of us according to our question. Please, I hope you understand it. Alright, let's move on to our next type of skip counting. We said we established that we have 2 types of skip counting. Forward skip counting and backward skip counting. So we looked at forward skip counting and we looked at examples, 2 examples under forward skip counting. And we move on to the next type, which is backward skip counting. Alright. Alright, so we have backward skip counting. Alright, so as we established earlier that forward skip counting means or using the operation addition. The opposite is true for backward skip counting. So we write that backward skip counting so it uses the operation of subtraction, and it starts from a greater number to a smaller number. Alright, so backwards counting uses subtraction, and it starts from a greater number to a smaller number. Alright, let us take some examples under backwards counting also. Let's take these examples. Alright, so we have our example says, skip count backwards 5 numbers in 15s, starting from 134. You can see that the interval given here is 15, and we are starting from 134. And because we are using backwards skip counting, we will be subtracting. Alright, so to our solution, we have to start from 134. We will get 134 minus 15. Alright, so we go. What's the value of 4 minus 5? You see, we cannot subtract 5 from 4. Because of that, we're going to borrow 1 from 3. Now 3 will be left with 2. And the 1, when it comes to 4, it becomes 10. So 10 will be added to 4 to give us 14. So we get 14 minus 5. And 14 minus 5 is 9. Like our 9 over here. Now here is left with 2. 2 minus 1 gives us 1. And the number left here is 1, so we only have 1 now. So our first number is 119. And we go again and subtract 15 from 119. So minus 15. 9 minus 5 is 4. 1 minus 1 is 0. You bring your 1 now. So 104. Minus 15 again. 4 minus 5 is not possible. So 4 will go and borrow 1 from the next bit, which is 0. But since it is 0, 0 will now come and borrow 1 from 1. So here will be left with 0, and here becomes 10. And out of the 10, 4 will borrow 1 from the 10, leaving us here with 9. So we get our 9 over here. Then 1 will be brought to the 4, make it 14. We get 14 here. Now, 14 minus 5 gives us 9. Over here, we are left with 9. 9 minus 1 is 8. So, 104 minus 50 gives us 89. That is our third number. So we do again and subtract 15. So minus 15. You don't forget that this side is left with 0, but we can borrow 1 from the 0, from the 1. So here you don't be left with 0. Alright. That's why we don't have any number over here. Now, 9 minus 5 is 4, and 8 minus 1 is 7. So this is our fourth number. Now we're going to write the fifth number over here. We got 74. We get 74 minus 15. Now, 4 minus 5 is not possible. So we're going to borrow 1 from 7. And when we borrow 1 from 7, 7 will now be left with 6. And 1 will be added to this one to give us 14. Now, 14 minus 5 is equal to 9. So you get 9 written down here. Now, this side is left with 6. 6 minus 1 is 5. So we got all our 5 numbers. So in conclusion, we write that the numbers are 119, 104, 89, 74, and 59. Please, I hope you understand what you're doing. Please do all to take your time and go through the step-by-step approach that was used to solving these questions, so you will understand it. Alright, and let's take our last example under backward skip counting. Alright, so we got our second question. So we have almost the same preamble. Skip count backwards 5 numbers in 37s. And you're going to start from 421. 421. You are still counting backwards 5 numbers in 37s. Starting from 421. Alright, so let's get to our solution. So we start with 421. So we now get 421 minus, we don't forget that we're doing backward skip counting. So we're using the subtraction sign. So minus 37. Now here you go. One value of 1 minus 7. That's not possible. So we come and borrow from 2. So we borrow 1 from 2. 2 will now be left with 1. And the 1 when you add it to each other will give us 11. So you get 11 minus 7. And 11 minus 7 is equal to 4. So you get 4 here. Now this side is left with 1. 1 minus 3 is not possible. So we come and borrow 1 from 4. So 4 will now be left with 3. When you add the 1 to this gives us 11 as well. Now 11 minus 3 is equal to 8. So you write out 8. And this side is left with 3. So you write the 3 on the way. So our first number is 384. I move on. We subtract 37 again. Now 4 minus 7 is not possible. So we're going to borrow from 8. We borrow 1 from 8. 8 will be left with 7. And here becomes 14. Now 14 minus 7 is equal to 7. Now this side is left with 7. 7 minus 3 is equal to 4. Remove our 3 here. So our second number is 347. So our third number minus 37. There you go. 7 minus 7 equals 0. 4 minus 3 equals 1. And bring our number to get 310 as our third number. We're going to continue right here. The 310 minus 37. Now, 0 minus 7 is not possible. So you can borrow 1 from 1 here. You borrow the 1 here will be left with 0, and here becomes 10. Now 10 minus 7 equals 3. Now this is left with 0. 0 minus 3 is not possible. You can borrow 1 from 3. Now 3 will be left with 2. And the 1 will be added to this 0 to give us 10. Now 10 minus 3 is equal to 7. And this digit here is left with 2. So our fourth number is 273. Now that's our last number. So we subtract 7 again. Now 3 minus 7 is not possible. We're going to borrow 1 from 7. 7 will be left with 6. And when you add the 1 to this, you will get 13. Now 13 minus 7 gives us 6. Over here, the biggest left here is 6. So 6 minus 3 gives us 3. We bring our 2 now. Alright, so these are the steps. So write that. The numbers are, now our first number is 384. So 384. Followed by 347. Followed by 310. Followed by 273. And the last digit is 236. Please, you come to the end of our lesson under skip counting. Please note we said that in summary, skip counting means counting numbers at a given interval. So the interval can be a 2-digit number, 3-digit number, 4-digit number, whichever number can be the interval. You've also seen that we have two types of skip counting: forward skip counting and backward skip counting. So we saw that forward skip counting uses addition, and we saw examples to prove that. And we also looked at backward skip counting, which uses subtraction, and we saw 2 examples to back it up. Please do well to write up anything that you don't understand in the comment section, and it will be addressed to your utmost understanding. And if you found this video very useful, please do well to subscribe to the channel, like the videos, and share the link of the videos to your friends. If you are watching on TikTok, please give it a red heart and follow BRAINX TV for more simplified ways of solving basic mathematics questions. So we can together say that mathematics is the easiest subject ever to be taught in schools. See you in our next videos. Bye!